all right. The fun is on tonight. This is your girl Trev. I am super duper excited, guys. There is nothing more exciting than to be alive. Okay, guys, I am super duper excited just to be alive. But there are so many things going on around, so many things I want to talk about, so many things that delights me, so many things that intrigue me, so many things. All right, but tonight's stream, guys, I am going to be talking about the latest. I wanted to talk about Queenie's wedding tonight, but Queenie's gonna be on hold for now because I am going to be talking about the Derek Jackson saga. Now, many of you have heard of it by now. That Derek Jackson, the master at teaching us how, as women, we are to straighten our crowns. Don't forget our crowns. Keep our crowns on, all nicely fastened. Don't make a man manipulate us. Don't make a man mess with us. Don't make a man give us more than, or less than, I should say, less than we deserve. And I have been following Derek Jackson. I have been listening to the guy. I have liked the guy's thoughts and ideas and the things that he says. And I've read excerpts from his books. And I have seen him, all the time. I don't even know what to say, guys, because Derek Jackson is somebody whose writings and sayings, his lives and all those things kept me sane during my very messy divorce a few years ago. I relied on the sayings of Derek Jackson, Ace Metaphor, the lovely Stefan Labusier. Still love that guy. I listened to Steve Harvey. I like Steve Harvey. TD Jakes kept me sane during those tumultuous months. I have bought maybe 7 or 8 TDJ books. During that tumultuous time of my life, I had to read it. I had to have somebody say to me, Trev, let it go. And throughout this time, I've always looked at Derek Jackson and thought to myself, this guy is mighty hot. I wouldn't be surprised if he is being lapped up by some other chicks outside. But he appeared firm to us. He appeared to be grounded in his marriage. He appeared to not be exercising his wandering eyes. Appeared to not be. But we now know that that was not the case. Derek, Master Manipulative Jackson, has been cheating. Not just flirting, because occasionally we'll see people under his posts, with a little flirtation, little flirting here and there. It wasn't just flirting. It was all out, downright cheating. Going the whole 9 yards. Going in raw and all. Say what? And then comes home to his wife. And then gets in his car and talks to us about what we shouldn't tolerate from men. Ain't that something, guys? Ain't that something? That is something, isn't it? I am not surprised that he has cheated. I'm certainly not surprised because Derek never really struck me as the person who is totally faithful. And I mean, Derek doesn't owe me an apology. But Derek owes all of us, especially us women, who he has indoctrinated over the last few years. He owes us an apology for dragging his wife out to come sit beside him while he does damage control, gripping her hand like a mighty vice grip, while he tries his hardest to verbally manipulate us into believing that he's a victim, or that whatever happened was not his own doing. That part. But to drag his wife out looking like she got away from Kunta Kente, that is unforgivable, Derek. That is unforgivable. And then he's going to say, "Oh, some people talking about your bonnet." But to me, I think it looks absolutely fabulous. You know better, Derek. We did not like that bonnet. And considering that you have just dragged her through hell, that bonnet should have been burnt off in hell. She should have come out wearing that crown. But who am I to say? Who am I to say? You know, I see the pain. I'm going to talk about your wife for a minute. Before I talk about you, Derek, because you seem to be thinking that this is all about you. I'm going to lay off of you for a minute. I'm going to talk about your wife. Because as a woman who has been cheated on, who has been dragged through hell with lies and narcissistic manipulation, I see the pain in this woman's eyes. And she's holding on to you because she wants to believe what is not her reality. Her reality right now is that the man that she loves, the man that she wed, the man that she desires to spend the rest of her life with, has just deceived her to the highest order. She don't know what to do. She's confused. I don't blame her for sitting there with you. I don't blame her. Poor lady. She's so beautiful. Such a beautiful woman. And you drag her out there with that bonnet on her head like she just escaped from the cast of Roots. Say what, Derek? While you're looking all buff and fine like you're looking for the next side chick. You take her out there so side chicks can look at her. Those women you have slept to look at her and say, "Look at her in that bonnet. No wonder he cheated." You know that's what they're going to say. It's not me saying that. It's what they're going to say. Look at her coming out in this bonnet. Look at her. Looking like she been making chitlets. Is it chitlets or chitlins? And she ran away from the hog foot. Say what, Derek? And you take her out and holding on to her well manicured nails like that and talking about, "And I'm here with my lovely wife." Excuse me? Did you not recognize that this woman is lovely and beautiful while you were out there cheating on her? While you were out there smashing raw and coming home to her? This same beautiful woman whose life you put in danger by going out there and exposing her to whatever is out there. Whatever you're going in there to dip in, you're coming back and bringing it back to her. And now you're going to say, "Oh, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Devane." I think that's her name. I'll just say Mrs. Jackson. She's just a beautiful, such a beautiful woman. You know? How dare you? Like, You men are something else. I don't know what to say for y'all. Y'all are something else. And you're gonna touch your bonnet and say, "Oh, for me though, I think this bonnet is absolutely beautiful." But you all buff and you all like you always are, you know. I just can't understand why men must treat women like this. And I saw his wife how she said, "Oh, this happened last year," as though she's trying to dismisses like, "Oh, it's nothing. Oh, it happened last year, and we went through because I cussed him, called him out of his name, and I was mad, and I packed the things up in the car, and I took off." Girl, when you take off, don't you ever go back? When you take off, you don't go back. You know when you might go back? 10, 20 years down the road. Say you have taken care of yourself now, and he has taken care of that urge and desire that he has to cheat, and he has sought counseling, and he has lived to regret what he did to you. And then you all may reconnect 10, 15 years down the road. Then at that time you may have my forgiveness to go back to him. But for right now, for leaving the house for 2 months or 2 days and then coming back, and then for him to hold your hand and to pretend as though nothing happened, is just reprehensible. I just cannot go there. Can't go there. Now on to you now, Mr. Derek. So you think you can just go out, cheat on your beautiful wife, go out there doing raw dips out there, and then you come back, and because you were discovered, because your mistress sort of said it out loud and busted you, now you're gonna act as though, "Oh, I have had to seek God, and I've had to speak to God, and I've had to have deep conversations with God. And my beautiful wife, we have been through it together. Now, how are we going to heal without destroying each other?" Do you know how much you have destroyed your wife? Her love for you is tarnished. Her trust for you is damaged. Her desire for you. Do you know how you have made her feel? Do you know how you have broken that woman, and now she must put on a brave face and come out and try to convince the rest of us that you are such a wholesome being? None of us is perfect, Derek. None of us is perfect. And I am not even going to start pretending to be. But when it comes to a man consciously taking the decision to go out there and seek out another woman or entertain another woman and bring her into his trousers, you've taken it to another level, a whole nother level, which any wife, I don't care how you feel about your husband, once he does that to you, that connection is broken. That connection you had is broken. I am going to be watching. I'm not going to unfollow Derek. I'm going to keep following him. He might block me, but hey, I'm going to keep following him because I want to see where this goes from here. Those of us here who have been cheated on, you know, I know, the love doesn't feel the same. The trust is never the same. And the sex is the most tasteless, No pun intended, but it is the most tasteless experience a woman can have with her spouse after he has stepped out on the marriage. And when you listen to a side chick say that he raw dipped over her, what do you mean, Derek? What do you mean? You raw dipped over there and then you go back home and you take a shower like a shower is supposed to redeem you and wash away all your sins, and then you raw dip your wife, and that is supposed to be okay. And then you come out here and try to manipulate her by holding her hand tight and giving her nice compliments in front of us as though you are the victim here. And she is supposed to forgive you. And she is supposed to be by your side. And she is supposed to hold your hand. And she is supposed to pretend that it is all okay. But we see it. We see the pain in her eyes, Derek. We see the pain in her eyes. And you need to take responsibility because you have caused her that pain, that emptiness that I could see in her eyes when I watched that video with the two of you. That emptiness. You are responsible for bringing your wife down to the gutters of, to the gutters of being distraught and abused. This is abuse. It is abuse. And then you come out here and you hold her hand and you compliment her as though that is supposed to wash away your sins. But nothing can erase that memory from a wife's mind. Nothing can erase it. And let me tell you something. I don't know what is worst. If it is the cheating, getting caught, or the fact that you are out here trying to convince me and all the other women who have taken your sayings for gospel. You're trying to convince us that we should still come and support you. We should still come on and buy your books, and we should still listen to your sayings and follow what you're saying down to the T. The only thing I know that I will do from hence on forward, I will not forget my crown. But everything else that you have said over the last few days, I will deliberately forget. So thank you for your words of wisdom, Derek. And no thanks for this newest revelation of the deepest parts of your soul and what you have done to your family. I wish you all the best. Wish you and your wife the best. And I hope that sister dear, does what's right for her and not fall for the manipulative trap that I see is being set at her feet. Until next time, guys, this is your girl Trev from Trevessence reminding y'all to always take good care of yourselves and each other.